This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Rylan Charlton over Zoom. Rylan, first and foremost, how's life?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Really good. How are you doing?
I'm keeping well, mate. I'm keeping well. Thankfully, from the looks of it, we don't have any internet connection issues this time around compared
Yeah,
to
we
the
did have
last
some,
time
didn't we?
in the bubble. Let's go back to that. Obviously, we haven't had a chance to catch up since your stoppage victory against Joe Laws, an impressive one at that, and a bit of a kind of a coming out fight for you for those who didn't know much about you back then. Talk to me about your win from your perspective, Rylan.
Yeah, it was a good win. It was something that kind of always expected to happen. It was just it was a weight above kind of thing, which is a bonus as well. But yeah, it was everything that I've trained for, kind of thing, throughout my pro career so far. All the little small hall shows that I've been on, that I just felt like kind of practice for the big time show, and yeah, got in there and done my job.
Was you surprised at all from Joe Laws's kind of take with the fight and how he performed? Did you expect more from him, or did he kind of go how you expected?
I expected, yeah, maybe a little bit more from him. I thought he'd be a bit more powerful, because obviously he's got a phenomenal record of about 5 stoppages, I think. So I thought he'd have a bit more strength to him, but it was a bit easier than I expected. Yeah, but yeah, so it's better to be easier than harder, I suppose.
Now that performance has certainly kind of put your name in and amongst a mix of a variety of domestic level fights, to say the least. But one name which has recently come up is one of Florian Marku. We've seen a lot of kind of exchanges between yourself or your team over social media with Sam Jones and Florian about that fight. So just talk to me about when or where the offers have come in from, how long you guys have been discussing the fight before we come on to where things stand at the minute.
Well, I don't really know where. I think it just came from Sam Jones just kind of wanted it as soon as I got that victory against Laws. It all just kind of came out, and he wants to fight, kind of thing. Which we are more than ready for the fight. I'm well up for it. The only thing is, it's just the weight difference. Like, what they don't seem to get is I am a light welterweight, not a welterweight. So there's been talks back and forth about the weight, and I'm ready to go. And I thought we'd meet in the middle, which would be what, 10 stone 4 or 10 stone 3.5, but we'll give it 10 stone 4 because we're nice like that. But yeah, we're just waiting for him to say, yeah, we can go with 10 stone 4, and then it's on. It's the fight that everyone seems to want to see. So let's go.
It certainly is a fight which has got a lot of people talking, a lot of people who would be interested in seeing. You mentioned you are a light welterweight naturally, though, Roylan. Given that you did fight at welterweight in your last fight, is there no part of you which would be willing to move up again to welterweight to fight Florian, who's naturally a welter?
Yeah, I mean, I'd happily fight him at his own weight, kind of thing. But I feel like it's more like principle. Like, this is you want to fight me. This is the weight we want to go for. Like, I want to be more in my weight. He wants to obviously be more in his weight. So I feel like meeting in the middle is the fairest way to do it. Um, but I just feel like I don't see why I should have to go all the way up to his weight. Like, it's 50-50. So let's meet in the middle and be fair about it and go 10 stone 4.
What do you make of Florian as a fighter? We've seen him most recently at the Boxer tournament when he was on the undercard. A destructive victory from Florian. Granted, he wasn't in with somebody who was expected to put up much of a fight, but all the same, Florian still looked very good on the night. What do you make of him, though?
I mean, I respect everyone that gets in the ring and does what they do, but I don't rate his boxing skill that much. He again for me is more like maybe a bit better version to Joe Laws. He's another big ticket seller. He's got the whole of Albania following, which is probably the reason why he is where he is. To be honest, boxing skill wise, I don't rate him that much.
How would a fight between the pair of you play out? We saw in your fight with Joe, you was very consistent and very precise with kind of your counter punching until you eventually caught him. You was able to put the pressure on more so yourself. With Florian, are you expecting it would be a similar type of fight, or would it be more of kind of a come to the centre of a ring earlier on and see how the fight unfolds?
I think, I mean, the way he fights and the way I fight, it's just going to be head on, I suppose. I think be more head on than Laws for sure, because he's physically stronger. I can see that. So yeah, it would just be meeting in the middle and me taking him out.
Is the fight simply just be on hold because of the weight issue, or have you spoken about kind of contracts, what each of you would like with regards to a purse and who would be classed as a home fighter, etc.? Is all those little minor details, have they been discussed yet, or is he still very much stuck on the weight?
It's very much stuck on the weight at the minute. We've just said we're more than happy to fight, but this is the weight we're going to fight at. We're just waiting for Florian to I don't know, skip his Christmas dinner and get down to that weight, I suppose.
If you had a timeline in your own mind that you'd like it to be agreed by Rylan, have you got one when you'd like to think, right, it's set, now I can start working?
Well, yeah, they have actually spoke about the date, 23rd, I think, on the Josh Kelly undercard. So that'd be the date. So we get a decent camp in. So he's got long enough to get down to the weight. It is still the weight is the issue for them.
Do you think it will be agreed in the end, or just do you see this being a continued issue?
I hope it's agreed. I really do. I think it will get there. I think they'll realise that obviously they can get down to the weight. They just rather not. But I think they'll get down to it. They'll do it.
Rylan, obviously on the back of that victory for yourself against Joe Laws, how did you actually expect the coming months on the back of it to play out? Was Florian just the first name that come up, or had you been offered or considering other fighters?
I had a lot of people calling me out. Yeah. People that were like middleweights and middleweights. I don't think I had anyone my own weight that called me out, which is weird. So I've not really. I don't really do the calling out business. It's not really my style. But I mean, it looks like that's the way you get fights at the moment. People just call people out. I mean, I'm happy to fight anyone at my weight. 10 stone is where I like to fight at. 10 stone, 10 stone 2. And anyone of that weight, then call me out, please, because that's all I want.
I mean, Rylan, you still look very big on the night at welterweight against Joe Laws, especially in comparison to Joe. What is kind of making weight like for yourself? Is it a struggle? Is it easy?
It's pretty easy. I'm a chef, so by trade I'm good at cooking, so I can cook the right food kind of thing, make the healthy food a lot more tasty. So it's easy for me to make the weight.
That sounds like a blessing to us, Rylan.
Yeah, it really is.
Just before I let you go, there is one fight I just want to get your thoughts on away from yourself. Big domestic fight this coming weekend between Daniel Dubois and Joyce. Rylan, just from your perspective, what are your thoughts on it? How do you see it going?
I see it not going to points. I don't know. I'm torn, but I want Joyce to take it. I think he'll take it.
Rylan, two final messages from yourself. Firstly, a message to Florian Marku, to Sam Jones, to that team about trying to get this fight over the line.
Yeah, just get down to that 10 stone 4 and we can sign that contract instantly.
And then finally, just a message to everybody who follows you and has followed your journey so far, and the new fans that you'd have picked up on the back of your victory versus Joe.
Yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone. The support since the Joe Laws fight has been incredible. So yeah, I just want to thank everyone that's helped me out, especially my sponsors. I want to shout out Fire Snuff, Assembled Scaffolding, We Solve All, and Minton Care. So yeah, thank you very much.
Rylan, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you. Hopefully we have some news soon with regards to that fight. Stay safe. Obviously, enjoy the rest of your Christmas if I don't catch up with you before then. And thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Awesome. Thank you very much.